I'm in a privileged situation because I have the opportunity to attend different conferences, events about data, AI across Europe. This is great to hear great presenters, see great topics being there at great events, either as an attendee or a speaker. But what I always miss from the presentations is that the speakers share their success stories. That's all. But they don't talk about the mistakes, the failures, the errors they make during their data strategy. So this is what I want to talk about today, to reveal the secret and share with you what can be wrong. And they don't talk about it on the stage, but behind the scenes, when we go there and I speak with my peers, they reveal their secrets. So I want to invite you today to a cinema to watch a movie, The Story of Errors. This is what we were going to see today. And let's start with a strange place. This is a strange place with stranger things and even stranger strategies. Strange strategies can be data strategy, AI strategy, and everything can be strange in this world because this world is the upside down. How a world can be upside down if you don't start with the right direction. If your strategy is driven by data, not by the business, it is upside down. The upside down when your strategy is being built bottom up, not top down. Though it's a natural evolution, all the very first strategies start with bottom-up approaches. But we need to change the direction because the strategy needs to be built and driven by business. This is the most important thing. Now we can go home. That was all. But, okay, I can share some more secrets. Some strategies start with use cases. Let's be pragmatical, let's be practical. I have a use case, I want to deliver this use case. Okay, but what is the framework? Does your use case support the business? Maybe not. Okay, let's forget about it and get rid of that use case and deprioritize it, down-prioritize it. Then we can establish our data teams starting from bottom up again. We can hire data engineers, we can hire data architects, data stewards, but who will drive the strategy? So start it from top down, hire first the person who will drive your strategy, and they can build up your team. Then the next one is the strategy updates. I'm sure many of you have your strategies, and this is with fixed periodic updates, quarterly, annual, monthly maybe, but it's not a good direction. What I would suggest, don't do these fixed periodic updates, but align with the business strategy. And once the business strategy is updated, then adjust the data strategy to the business strategy right after the update. Most of you drive a car, I guess, and I know that you are very cautious and careful drivers, but maybe sometimes you get a parking ticket if you park in the wrong place. And you don't drive just cars, but you drive data, and you drive data strategies. And if you get a parking ticket from an authority, let's say GDPR in compliance or the upcoming AI Act, that will be the most expensive parking ticket in your life. So avoid these, pay attention to the compliance, and if anyone wants to change their careers in this room, I suggest to move towards the compliance because there will be a huge demand for data compliance leads. By the way, I'm hiring, so if any interested candidates, we can speak during the coffee break. The missed kiss, never miss the kiss. This is not the kiss what you mean. This is the kiss, the keep it simple and short. You need to keep your strategy very simple because you want your executives to understand it. Of course, I'm not joking with your executives. They understand it, but they have no time. You want your teams to understand it, and deliver that. You want to keep it short, to understand, deliver, and keep in their mind. So this is why you need to keep it simple and short. And what I would recommend, give free hands to your data teams. So just set the direction, but give them free hands. And don't let them divert from the direction. Now, it's a photo about me. This is the last picture. I took it about myself last week in the office while I was on the call with my boss. And he was shouting at me, "Show me the money, show me the money." Okay, I asked him, "How you want me to show the money?" "I want you to measure outcome, not output." Okay, but how do you mean? How to measure outcome, not output? So number one, get rid of the vanity metrics and focus on the insightful, impactful, business-driven, value-driven, and so on and so on. Imagine other buzzwords here, value-driven metrics. So if a metric is not delivering value, just throw it away. If you have, let's say, 100,000 website visits, great, and so what? If the goal is conversion, it's nothing. Just deliver the conversion. So get rid of the vanity metrics and measure what you want, not what you have. If you want to bake an apple pie, but you have oranges, what do? You invest in apples. So you need to invest in the proper tool, the proper solution, and to buy and implement the proper ways. So if you have a metric, if you have a tool, if you have a solution, that cannot measure what you need, just invest another one. Okay, the fight is for the budget, but it's another story. This is the next presentation. Data-driven, not data-informed. My boss told me, okay, be data-driven, more data-driven, and data-driven just based on pure facts and data and nothing else. I told him, hey, boss, come on, this is so old school. So we cannot be so old school. Data-driven is good. It was a great word some years ago, but focusing purely on data, it's not a good direction. You are a senior leader. You have a direction, you have a vision, you have intuition, you have creativity. You can translate the numbers and you can add your subject matter expertise. You have the domain knowledge. So don't be just data-driven, but be data-informed. Use your qualitative insights while delivering the strategy. And my boss asked me, okay, what are our targets? Oh, come on, boss, again, I don't believe this. How can we have targets before we have definitions of actuals, baselines, benchmarks? We don't have a glossary, we don't have a taxonomy, we don't have a data catalog, we don't have anything. So we can have targets and we need to have targets, but first we need to use the proper terminology. Then what we agreed at the end of the call on using OKRs, not KPIs. The OKRs are focusing on objectives, business objectives, KPIs, and I know that many companies still use KPIs on the highest level. KPIs are key performance indicators. OKRs are objectives and key results. So move away from the operational, the granular level to the highest level and focus on the OKRs in your data strategy. Okay, I need to admit this is not me on the picture. I know it's almost identical, but I'm not wearing a necktie. You could recognize this. Oh, it's a dinosaur. This dinosaur is, I love her. This is always how it starts. When there is something new, like AI or anything, if there is a hype, but we know from Frank that there is no AI hype anymore, but I still experience a kind of an AI hype. That's always how it starts. But then, if there is no change management, there's running and screaming. So this is culture, and believe me, all the company's culture is this dinosaur. Either it is a startup or an old company like Ericsson. It's always a dinosaur. And here's the strategy. Bon appetit. Mr. Dinosaur. So the dinosaur will eat the strategy for breakfast because we neglected the change management. If you don't focus on change management, it's over. People get fed of all the new things. There is the hype, and later there's running and screaming. So, and with the change management, create your stakeholder mapping, because you need to focus on the hippos. Hippos is the highest paid person in the organization. And orphans, if you feed the orphan first, you need to feed the loudest orphans. The loudest orphans are fed first. So this is the number one what you need to pay attention in your change management. And you don't need to fail, you shouldn't fail in the use case prioritization. Last week, we pitched some agencies and consulting companies about AI acceleration, and one of the big four said that we will deliver 10 high priority use cases for you. Oh gosh, even 3 would be too ambitious. So not prioritizing in a good way, it's a loss. Data feeds dashboards, but dashboards don't feed insights. It means that you need actionable insights, what I mentioned earlier as well. And what never is being understood is responsibility and accountability. There is one accountable person. This is always one person. Let's say it is me. And I don't do anything. I don't work. I just drive the direction. And everyone else is responsible. And you guys work. But at the end of the day, if it goes wrong, I will be kicked in my back. But you need to define the RACI model and make clear who is accountable and who is responsible. And speed it up, like myself, because the time is running. Slow execution can lose the interest. If you don't focus on the quick wins in the data strategy, you lose the interest. Then, and there is another important thing, upskilling and reskilling teams. Upskilling non-data people for data, AI, to get them understand what data and what AI is, because they need to understand the basics, and reskilling the teams. Reskill your analytics people to data, because analytics will be dead shortly. Data will be in focus, because something needs to feed AI, and that is data, and AI can drive the analytics. So upskill your teams and reskill the teams. I was very happy to hear during the roundtable before the launch mentioned my favorite company, Skynet, and I brought him. Let me introduce you T800. He's a living tissue over metal endoskeleton. So how I develop my data strategy, first I create a metal endoskeleton. This is just a framework, and the living tissue will be the use cases, the practical parts. So always try to iterate it and focus on the framework first, keep it simple and short, and later you can add the practical things. But you need to understand the uncanny valley, because people get scared, especially from AI, and we know that AI will take our work, but no, it won't, what we heard before, and what I will mention as well. So, but if your employees, your company does not understand AI, there won't be support. So let the robot take away our work, but not our job. This is why we need to reskill them, and AI won't replace the human factor, as we heard it right before. On the other hand, there is an AI insider power withholding information, because there is a hype, and some people feel themselves more important than others, so they withhold information. I don't want to name anyone, but I know some of these people. So it's, and I'm sure that you all know these people in your companies. If you remember Mina's presentation, she showed us a pyramid with data engineers in the foundation and data scientists on the top. Data scientists had a small brick, data engineers had a larger brick. If you remember, 10 years ago, what was the most sexiest job in the century? That was data scientist. Now, where are the data scientists? They are on the top of the pyramid, but in a small amount. And now we are looking for data engineers, prompt engineers, and it will be changing also the data compliance leads and the other roles. Getting lost in the vendors' noise. There's a lot of AI vendors. I receive at least 5 emails and LinkedIn pings a day, and this is just a Sunday. And I'm not able to respond to all of them. It's very hard to select the good vendors and meet them and speak them. So sorry, dear vendors, but I'm not able to respond all to your requests. So this is one of the toughest things, but I have my own strategy to do that. Broadening ethics and compliance policies. So for AI, compliance will be even more important than what we have today in the data, because compliance is not just regulations. It includes ethics, sustainability, responsibility. And I have good news for Mina. For the flight industry, flight shaming will be obsolete, and this won't be a buzzword. AI shaming will be the new buzzword, because you don't know maybe how much energy is needed to create an image generated by AI or a video. Homework for everyone, please do check it on internet, and you can find it, how much energy you consume every time you create an image. But at the end of the day, I think this is a beginning of a beautiful friendship. So I said it in the beginning that it won't be a success story, but it will be a success story because we learned the lessons together. These were some of these were my mistakes, some of these were others' mistakes, but I collected for you all, because we all know that smart people learn from their mistakes, but wise people learn from others' mistakes. And I want you all to be wise people. So what are the key takeaways? I have 5 fingers, and I guess most of you have 5 fingers. This is why I brought you 5 key takeaways. Thumbs up. So let's be this one. Start top down and align with business. This is the most important one. Number 2, iteration over perfection. No need to be perfect first time. Build the metal and the skeleton, and then you can put the living tissue over the metal and the skeleton. Prioritize compliance. Otherwise, you will get the highest parking ticket in your life ever. It will be huge, huge money. And finally, get rid of the vanity metrics and focus only on the metrics that deliver real value. Sorry, this is the final one. Drive change management efforts. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5 fingers. I've got it. So drive change management. If you don't drive change management, no community, no champions, no community, no party. Even if there is martini, there is no party. So that was from me, and thank you for your attention.